Wa'ia Maori, kia ora and hello New Zealand. Welcome back to our short 4-part mini-series to get you Tautoga ready. In this episode, we're asking our Purotu some questions about Tautoga and listening out for some tips and tricks to bring out the best performance. Let's listen in. What advice do you have for people dancing in the Tautoga for the first time?
It's your first time dancing in a Tautoga. Try and attach yourself to a person that's been dancing before. You know the changes in lowering yourselves and when you change lines during a sua and a kiopi, and more how to move it, just for general guidance.
Learning the basics of a Tautoga. Again, if you're a guy, no, it's a solid stance, plant your feet, wide stance. It's just like any other cultural dance. Your form's got to be good, and those are the basics of any cultural performance. Even Fijian, I've seen them make it. When they do the making the men stand like there's a basic way to stand and look solid and strong. Same as the Tautoga. Your form is key. You got to have good form, and that's the basics. The other bits will come as you go attend taumaka on a regular basis. But the key stuff, like in the maktaktaki, where you all dance into your positions as you enter the site or the venue where you're performing. You all go in sync. You move together, sway together, stick to the same beat, and that's the key. You got to have some form of coordination where you have a bit of rhythm. I like to think that all us islanders will have rhythm and good timing. So those are the basic things to taumaka. Also know that taumaka is not just at the dance practice when you go home, and if you're a new person to it, you need to go and learn your lyrics, because you got to learn to sing all the songs. And if you don't speak the language, probably try and learn and understand what the lyrics are saying, what do they mean, and it will give you another perspective on how you deliver it when you're actually dancing, and have a bit more appreciation. Men dance like men, nice solid stance, good form, wide stance, strong stance. And the ladies?
Graceful. Ladies to be more graceful, lower themselves, not to be lower than the men, especially during a sua and kiopi. Not too much movement, just slow, very graceful.
Everyone needs to sing, so you gotta know your lyrics. It's part of taumaka. You learn the lyrics of the song, composition of the song, the tune. So you're singing while you're doing the actions, and it looks good when you're actually dancing and you're singing. One particular aspect of the Tautoga is everyone's got to sing for the hafa. So, and again, in the formation we see, that arrangement where swao mater, where when you're dancing, you're doing actions and dancing, you don't over exert yourself, so you're too tired. You gotta be smart. You gotta have a breather in between and dance smart. So stay relaxed. Men, not to get overexcited with the beat of the songs, and start doing what we call makiti, where you're almost jumping on the spot. You gotta plant your feet solid on the floor, wide stance, feet apart. And ladies are the opposite, obviously. You stand your feet together and nice and graceful.
As Purotus, what's something encouraging that you have seen?
Encouraging stuff, things that we've seen with our Tautoga. As usual, obviously our focus is a lot on our young people. It's encouraging to see that we have added numbers, a lot of new faces joining the community, not only rotumans, but half rotuman children and non-rotuman people who are partners of rotumans, and they attend, and that's an encouraging thing, because the more the better it is for us in how we in our goal to teach culture, dance, and language through song. So that's one encouraging part, which is it is quite nice.
Yeah. I think to me it would be the eagerness of the dancers to learn, because our dance is not easy to learn.
Especially if you're non-rotuman.
the pronunciation of the words and how you sing them. For example, our Wellington group, we see that in them, so it makes our work as Purotus a lot easier, and it's very encouraging for us to teach even more. And we also had members that want to come home and take that extra lesson to learn how to dance, so that's very encouraging because it's coming from them. Yeah.
If you've been chosen as the toki, what's something they should be mindful of?
Importantly, you're like the leader, where when you sway to the left, to the right, the ladies that are behind you and beside you, they follow you. Knowing your actions, very important, and knowing the lyrics for your songs as well, very important.
Yeah, those in the toki, the people behind you, obviously will take their address off you. So it's just like when you're in assembly or in a marching order like the military do, you take your address from the front line. So the toki, you're the front line, obviously the closest to the audience, and then and the progression from there, from the rows all the way to the back, they take their address off you, and like we said, the swaying, or we sway in sync, in unison, and then we all move the same direction. And if there's any change of position where there's heights, where you're going to go low for certain parts of the song, again, the back rows take their address from you. So you can't be like, they only go as low as the toki goes.
And if you're sitting in the audience, how can they show their appreciation if they're watching a Tautoga?
Being part of the audience during a Tautoga, the most common way that us rotuman show during a performance is called Inoke. That's when we have our powder and our perfume, and we carry that up with the Tautoga, taking into consideration, when we are doing that during a sua or a tiopi, when Komakanga lowers themselves, we need to lower ourselves as well.
That's you, the person that's doing the note.
Note.
The note, you need to follow the movements and arrangement of the hafa. So there's times where they're low, you the note, same height as them, and then when they're up, you try not to impede the dancers as the note. But that's the note. It's an old tradition. The rotuman's note in farra dance, or just ceremonial stuff. It's a sign of it's a mark of sort of appreciation and significance to and it's always like scented stuff, like scented powder and perfumes, oils. Back in the day, they would have used scented oil. So
also, I think some of the songs would be composed to certain, say, to a chief guest, and in appreciation of the song, the chief guest gets to stand and dance.
Yeah, and then what the chief guest normally do, and it's you see it in the rotuman Tautoga, the chief guest, if it's a rotuman chief guest, because they're so aware of the culture and the protocol, they will always stand on the side and dance on the side. They won't dance directly in front of the komakanga or the hafa. They always stand to the side and dance, and some of them will dance to the beat and all that, and will follow the actions if they have to. And usually the lady, if it's a lady and a man guest, the lady stand on the lady's side, the man stand on the men's side. Yeah. And also there's another one another sort of appreciation that our elders normally do. You'll hear a lady or a man's voice, chanting Maka. I know that there's other Pacifica people that do that. The Samoans do that as well, kind of very similar. So this, that's a sign of appreciation that our elders normally do.
Do you have any words of encouragement for the community?
Keep encouraging your children. Parents, encourage your children to keep singing those songs and learning those lyrics, because that helps them speak the language. As cultural leaders or elders trying to teach our language and our culture and protocol. It is key that it starts from home. Parents need to, if you can help your children and you speak the language, please. That's all. That's where it starts. We can do all these language weeks and celebrate it. The New Zealand government and all these other contributing factors to help support our rotuman community to revive our language and culture. It always goes back to home. Parents need to take some responsibility. Children need to also, appreciate their culture and their heritage and keep learning.
Yeah, I guess wherever you are, here and out there, or get involved with the community, be active, take part in cultural activities, because I'm sure the groups have their own activities planned for the year, so get involved. Only then you will learn. The dancing, if you haven't danced in a Tautong Hafa, it's never too late. Every year this happens. There's also workshops as well, so get into it. And
we have more cultural events planned going forward for the rest of the calendar year, so that's key for us to keep hitting the iron while it's hot and teaching you, our young people out there, and sharing what we know and what we don't know. We are learning as well. So we go to other knowledge holders like Ngats Kamanau, our elders here, our mom, other aunties and uncles around that's very knowledgeable in this space. We are learning from them, and then we pass it on. We don't know everything, but we try our best to pass on the knowledge the correct way. That's the key for us, to teach it correctly, so it's not watered down. And there's no way of simplifying this culture and language. It's something that you will carry with you forever, and we want to teach it correctly. And it's a privilege that we are in this position to teach.
Yeah. Also, too, there's a lot of material that's been given out by our people. Make use of them, put them up at home for the children. Just small steps, but at least you're doing something with the culture.
As cultural leaders, seeing our children learn their culture and language through Tautoga, how does that make you feel?
So, 30 years ago, when this first started, this was, I suppose, to get here. That was the plan, on the pioneers that initiated this community group. The Reverend Chanilangi and those elders around those days, Agofuata, Spasio, all these elders. They had a good plan in mind, and I wish they were around to see this now, how it's come to fruition. I remember those days. They were always banging on about doing everything correctly, learning our protocol, not just the language and the culture, but protocol. And again, all that care, the mutual respect, the common words we throw around in the rotuman community, like Hoiani Singa, Hoiafukinga. Those things are key words that's been thrown around in how we build and grow our rotuman community. So to come full, circa right now to this day and age, massive, huge progress. And it's, I suppose I've been here long, so I've seen it get to where it is now, and I have more appreciation for it now. One time I didn't have that. So.
For me personally, when we came to New Zealand 9 years ago, I didn't know how to make a tifui or a fui itself. When we were back home, if there was anything for the children, I used to order them from the ladies. And when we moved here, and anything to do with the kids at school, I had no choice but to learn how to make it myself. And from then on till today, I can confidently say that I can make a complete tifui on my own. So if that's just for me. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can see, the difference then and now. And I think just for the past 3 years, when we really started doing our Tautoga, I can see the kids that's been taking part from those years until today. Huge change, huge difference in the way they dance and sing. Huge improvement. Yeah. And that encourages us as cultural leads, to continue teaching, to continue, just sharing our knowledge on what we know in our culture.
And seeing like the kids that's been dancing for a few years, or even the teenagers or the young adults, there's also teaching the younger ones. And I think that's what it's all about. Like everyone that's learned, as you learn some, you pass it on to the newbies and so forth, and just keeps revolving around that way. And that's again, you go back to videos. These elders had this great plan in mind. They just I knew they had a plan and a dream, and this is what it's about. And it's awesome, massive development, huge progress in terms of how we've evolved as a community group. How like Levia said, 9 years in here, she's learned all these new skills to do with our cultural, with our rotuman culture. I'm the same. I learned more about, like being mafua in the hangaruna space for any project or any event or protocol. I never had that confidence to do that. I picked it up now. It's just off the top of my head, and it's nice because now we can pass that knowledge on to our younger ones, and even our younger ones. That's the key. That's them. I suppose all the goodness sits with them, because for it to progress and grow and be prominent, it's the key is in them. We need to stick to that format. And so many opportunities, like now with modern technology, having all these videos, social media, these applications that can be built to help teach the language. And we got so many knowledgeable young people, like you see, like the likes of our comms team. They put all these videos together and do all this work. It's just a massive, huge value to where we're heading. We are very super blessed. Yeah.